The first note shattered the millionaire's smile before it ever reached his eyes, because it did not sound like a child trying to impress strangers, but like a soul remembering something it had once lost. In the bright afternoon square, surrounded by glass buildings and rushing footsteps, a small girl stood with a worn violin resting against her shoulder, and in that single breath before the music began, everything changed. If you believe that kindness can rewrite destinies and that second chances come in unexpected forms, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, because stories like this remind us why compassion still matters in a busy world. Armin Hale was a self-made millionaire known for his sharp suits, sharper words, and public displays of generosity that always kept him in control. That afternoon, he had stepped out of a luxury cafe, sunlight reflecting off his watch, when he noticed the little girl standing alone near the fountain. She looked no older than 9, her clothes clean but clearly worn thin by time, her hair neatly braided as if someone had tried very hard to make her presentable. She held the violin carefully, not like a toy but like something sacred. Amused and half annoyed by the gathering crowd, Armin made a careless remark, half joking and half cruel, suggesting that if she could really play, he might even adopt her. Laughter rippled around him, light and dismissive, because no one expected anything more than a childish tune. Sarah Noor had learned early not to flinch at words. Daylight had always been her stage, from street corners to open courtyards, where she played to earn enough for meals and shelter. The violin had belonged to her mother, who once played under the same sun before illness stole her strength and silence filled their small world. Sarah's challenge was not just poverty, but being invisible, brushed past by people who never looked down long enough to see her. When Armin's voice reached her, she did not answer with words. She closed her eyes, adjusted her grip, and let the bow fall. The music rose gently, carried by the warm afternoon air, and it did not rush. Each note felt deliberate, shaped by patience and longing. The crowd slowed, phones lowered. Even traffic noise seemed to soften. Sarah's melody told a story of walking home in daylight with an empty stomach and a full heart, of losing someone and still waking up each morning to hope. Armin's confident posture stiffened as the sound wrapped around him. He had funded orchestras, attended galas, and applauded world-class performances, yet none of those polished stages had prepared him for this raw honesty. The challenge he had thrown so lightly now pressed against his chest, heavy and uncomfortable. As the final note lingered, silence spread across the square. Sarah opened her eyes, blinking against the sun, unsure if she had done enough. She had faced rejection before, people turning away even after applause faded. But this time, something was different. Armin did not clap immediately. His hands trembled slightly, memories surfacing of a childhood afternoon when music had been the only refuge from loneliness, before ambition hardened him. The joke he had made tasted bitter now, because the child before him had answered arrogance with grace. In the clear light of day, Armin stepped forward, no longer performing for an audience. He saw not a spectacle, but a future shaped by courage. Sarah lowered her violin, bracing herself for the familiar ending, yet instead she found herself being truly seen. The millionaire realized that adoption was never about saving someone to feel powerful, but about being changed by the courage of another. What began as mockery had become a moment of reckoning, and the crowd sensed it, holding its breath as if afraid to break the spell. As people slowly dispersed, sunlight still strong overhead, Armin arranged support for Sarah's education and a safe home, not as a boast, but as a promise. Sarah walked away that day with her violin held tighter, the world feeling a little less heavy. The square returned to its usual noise, but something invisible had shifted, a reminder that even careless words can be redeemed by honest talent and open hearts. If this story touched your heart, if it reminded you that one moment of compassion can change 2 lives at once, please take a second to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Life Spark Stories, because your support keeps these meaningful stories alive. And before this story ends, Leave a comment sharing what the music of kindness means to you, because your words might inspire someone who needs hope today.